Yeah, back on that run rant. So convenience about being in Manhattan, or should I say being by the west side, is you got the water. So I'm gonna tell a story that a few people know. I think it was like 2015. And my desire was, I read a book, and in the book it talked about someone riding a bike from Miami to New York. And in some part of the story, they happened to do what's called a centennial. And I was like, what's that? And I realized it's 100 miles in one day. And I was like, I should do that. Now, again, this is the beginning of my fitness journey. So maybe I was like 2 years into the fitness journey, but I was like, I'm gonna do that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna create my own rules. I can start and stop as many times as I want, but I have to complete 100 miles in one day. So I had never done anything like that, but I was training for it, right? So I did like 20 miles, then I did like 40. And nobody tells you by 40 miles, your butt hurts, but that's not the point. The next month I did 60, 80. So this is the 100 day. This is the day I'm gonna do 100 miles. And what's fascinating is I did like a ride up to the Bronx. So that was like 30 miles in, south of my parents' house, ate, chilled, rode back home. I got to 60 miles. And then I was like, I'm tired, I'm gonna take a nap. I took a nap, woke up at like 10 o'clock at night. And then I went out to finish my remaining. So I basically was riding up and down this strip, going all the way down to the bottom of Manhattan, and then going up to like 60th Street and just going back and forth. So a friend of mine called me, and I was talking on the phone for a little while. And then I was basically at mile 90. You hear the helicopters, right? So I was at mile 90, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing well. I get to mile 99. Now at this point, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I know, I do these crazy things. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm at mile 99.1. And I have this moment where in my spirit, I hear these words inside of me, which is, don't you dare tell yourself you can't do something. And something about that moment, like, changed me. It changed me because I was like, if I can think about it, I can do it, right? And I'm not trying to be corny. I'm just saying, like, this is the thing where I realized in my brain, I can figure things out, and that's gonna require work, but I can figure it out. I don't even know why I'm sharing the story, but hopefully, you know, in the beginning of something that you're doing, you may feel like the stories that are inside your head that tell you that you can't do it. And when we think about personal stories, we have those things in our head. When we think about organizations, we have those things in our head as well. That, you know, you can't do this here, you can't do that. And the crazy thing is sometimes you can do it. It's just changing the narrative, right? How do I change that narrative? And this is not just about mindset, but this is more about like, I walk around with these stories in my head all the time, and those are the ones that I listen to the most. And sometimes those stories get shattered when we step out and actually do the thing. So, you know, I just want to encourage y'all in the midst of the journey, sometimes we can be our own emergency brake. And sometimes it's not about getting lost in the enormity of the journey, but it's about one brick at a time. And I had to remind myself about that yesterday, just when it comes to the dissertation. Probably got like another 12, 13 months of dissertating, but it's possible, right? But you can't do the very thing that you think you can't do until you do it. So go on and do it.